works best? What's been the best experiences? What gives you a real buzz from seeing something go well within a set?
I think for me, the best experiences are where a group has reached a level of maturity, that there is a high level of honesty, and that usually means there is a high level of disclosure on the basis that people know in the learning set there's trust that won't be abused. But it does mean that people are then able to discuss and put on the table some of those challenges that they're facing, which might otherwise be underground. My metaphor of sky, ground, and underground. Sky is the theory, on the ground is the work-based problem or challenge, underground is the politics and the values and the culture, etc. So, you know, the really good learning sets that are really functioning well, you can sense it because there's a good level of willingness to deal with some of those things which aren't usually spoken about.
So when senior management, I assume, look to you for outcomes, for value added return, what sort of conversations do you have with them around that you can attribute directly to the learning sets?
Okay, I tend to do it the other way round, so I throw it back, you know, and say it's not for me to actually tell you what the outcomes will be, because I'm not tackling the questions. It will be the question owner who has actually hopefully got sponsorship and support and engagement from the business with the question they're tackling, who addresses an issue, you know, around, could be integration of teams, it could be the introduction of new technology, you know, could be a major organizational change, could be a digital transformation, you know, whatever it is. These different business questions are unique. They are defined by people. And if you like, I'm the custodian of the process, and I'm actually the facilitator of the process. And what I then do is stress, particularly if it's an accredited program, that people should, by the end of the program or the end of their action learning question, be able to demonstrate, you know, one, that they defined the business side of the question. Within that, they identified who the stakeholders were who cared in any way, shape, or form about that question. And with them, they negotiated what good outcomes would be. So by then taking action, doing some research, bringing about some change, they are able at the end to say, of, you know, one question over, say, a 4-month period, they're able to say, this is what, you know, I have done and I've facilitated, and this has been the impact of it. And you know, for some people the impact is financial. There's been a financial benefit.
Always popular.
Yeah, it is always popular, although, you know, interestingly, the case that I sometimes quote is one of the banks that I talked about early on when I was using this process. We had great support from the divisional chief exec, who, well, a key thing that we did was set up quarterly steering group meetings for the program. So we were connecting what we were doing on the program that we were running to the strategy, and the chief exec invited into the steering group meeting other key directors, including some of the make it or break it people, if you like, those people who could have been quite cynical or critical. So we got them on the inside of the tent, and with the steering group meetings. We also, interestingly, invite into those steering groups participant representatives elected by the group. So they come in on the steering group as well, and they have a say in the you know, direction and management of the program that they're on. And yeah, I mean, I think with those meetings, a lot of those meetings tend to be around, you know, these are the kind of reports on the sort of problems that people are working on in your business. Are they the right issues? You know, how far off piste are you going to allow people to go? You know, or, you know, do you want to make sure that we're addressing, you know, a particular strategy? It might be a change or a transformation strategy, or, you know, it might be a product strategy or whatever. But you know, that keeps it real, really, having a steering group. And for me, this is also about, you know, overcoming a lot of those traditional challenges with, you know, training, where often training can become disconnected from business. You know, so we're we're baking in early on, if you like, that tight relationship between the business stakeholders and the participants on a program.